Okay, so another question, which is a really good, simple one, it's a basic one, is what happens to my money when I'm copy trading? What happens to the profits that I make? You know, do I have to sort of take those profits out and reinvest them in the person I'm copying? Or can I just leave them? What happens to them? So the big thing, the clever thing about copy trading, especially on Etoro, is it uses my funds as much as it can. So when you're trading, obviously it's your money that makes you money. Okay, the more money you're trading with, the bigger your trade sizes are. The bigger your trade sizes are, the bigger profits you can potentially make. So it wants your money active all the time. It doesn't want to just leave money. I don't want to just leave money sitting around doing nothing. My money is what works for me and makes me more money. So they know that, all right? So their goal is to constantly get your money, any profits you've made, and how can we use them as well in future trades. So when I copy someone, let's say I copy them with $100, that's the original amount I copy them with. And when I copy someone, obviously I don't make trades the same trades as they do with the same amount of money, but I make the same trades in the same company. If the person I'm copying buys Tesla, I buy Tesla. If they use 10% of their account size on it, I use 10% of the amount I've copied them with on it. All right. So the money may be different because they may have millions in their account. So 10% of their millions is a lot of money. 10% I can't make. You know, if I've only put $100 copying someone, I can't make a trade on Tesla with $10,000. I don't have that much money. So I buy Tesla because they bought Tesla. They spent 10% of their money on it. I spend 10% of my money that I copied them with on it. All right. So let's say so the goal there is that I get the benefit of their experience in what they're buying, and I use the same proportion as them. Okay, but it might be a different amount of money. So let's say I've made my trade with $100 and I start to make this person over time through various different trades. He's made me another $100 in profit, which is awesome. He's made me 100% profit. It takes some time. He's bought lots of different things. Overall, I've got 100%. Each day, at the end of the day, what Etoro is doing is it's not leaving your money just idle. That's I think the worry is, if I copy someone, will it be that my future trades, my future 10% trade on Tesla will be based on that $100 I copied him with? You know, will that stay the same? And then my profit is kind of kept separately in some separate thing and I have to withdraw it. But no, it doesn't do that. It knows that your money, your profits, the best way to use them is to put them back into the amount you're copying him with, so that when he makes a trade of Tesla in the future with 10%, he's now making a trade, you're making a trade with a bigger amount. Okay, so your original one, your $100, you'd make a 10% trade, it would be $10. But if you've made another $100 profit, you want to use that $100 in future trades. You want to make bigger trades so your account size can grow. And Etoro is doing that every day. So it looks at the end of the day, how much money did you invest in originally, but how much profit have you made? And those profits will be used in future trades automatically. When he makes a trade in future with 10%, if you have made an extra $100 profit, you won't make a trade with 10% of 100, your original amount. You'll now take into account that extra $100, so you've got $200, and it will make a trade with 10%, so it's now $20 you're making that trade with. So it wants to use your money. It doesn't just like use your original amount, let your profits just sit there idly. There's no idle money. Your money is really your key asset here. You know, it's not like, that's what makes money in trading. It's not something you build or something you do or it's your money. Your money, the more it can be used actively, the better. So that's what the system's doing, okay? So if you just leave it, it's constantly using your profits actively in newer and hopefully bigger trade sizes, you know? So it also, if you've made losses, those will account. So your trade sizes will get smaller automatically as well. But we're picking good traders, we're looking for the right people, so hopefully they're making profits, and that's what's happening. It's just growing over time. So let's say you actually, that's if you leave it. Let's say you want to withdraw your money and you want to take some of those profits out. So there's two ways you can do it. Either you can go to your portfolio, find the person you're copying, and you can click on them, and on the right here, there's add funds, remove funds, pause copy, set copy, stop log. The two we're interested in are these ones, remove funds or stop copying. So in Etoro, obviously we have this screen at the bottom, available, total allocated, profit and equity. Your available balance, whatever's in there, your available balance, that's the money you can actually withdraw from Etoro in total, okay? So there's two different withdrawals we're talking about here. One is to remove funds from the copy, and if it's here, we can withdraw funds from Etoro as a whole. So if you withdraw funds, remove funds from a copy, it means you keep that copy open. You're still copying, I'd still be copying Jay, but I remove some of the funds that I'm copying him with because I want to do something else with them. I want to make a new trade. I want to remove some of those profits he's made me to make a new manual trade on Ethereum or Bitcoin. Or I want to copy someone else, or I want them in my available balance so I can withdraw them from the system as a whole. So when I go to remove funds, at the moment it says I can remove 20. Why can I only remove 20? I have 567 copying him. It's only letting me remove 20. Why is that? It's because the rest of the money that I have copying him is actually being used in open trades. So those trades would have to be closed so that I can withdraw it. So how can I see what he's using? So I can go into my portfolio, click into Jay. Here's a list of all the trades I'm copying him with. Okay, so he's opened all of these trades, and I've automatically opened all these trades as well because I'm copying him. If I go down to the bottom here, total open 524.52. That's the amount of my money that I've copied him with, which he's actually using at the moment in active trades. Okay, so that money's kind of tied up. I can't withdraw those funds at the moment. If I wanted to, I could close some of these trades manually. That will make this number smaller because he'll have less of my money that I'm copying with will be used in active trades. And from there, if I withdraw some of these and I go back and then I go to remove funds, that number won't say 20 anymore, it will be bigger because I've closed those individual trades and I can remove that money. If you really need to and you really want to, that's how you can do it. Obviously, we copy these guys, I copy them at least, because they're smart and they're experienced and I value their judgment. So I don't want to be closing trades that they've opened manually. I want to let them decide when to close that trade for maximum profit. But if you need to remove funds quickly for some dire reason, that is a way you can do it. You can remove funds from the copy whilst keeping the copy open. Alternatively, you can stop copying him. If you stop copying him, it's going to take all of these trades and it's going to close them all and return all of that money to my available balance. Then I can do with it what I want. I can copy other people, withdraw it from Etoro as a whole. There'll be the $25 withdrawal fee. Or I can just start manual trades on whatever I want. So those are the two ways I can withdraw the money. Either remove funds whilst keeping the copy open, or stop the copy completely, and that's it. I won't be involved in his future trades unless I copy him again. When you stop the copy overall, something that can happen is there can be a delay on it actually closing. So let's say I've stopped the copy, and a day later it's still saying it's pending. It hasn't stopped the copy. Why is that? It's because he's trading all of these different things, and some of them, they're all on different exchanges. So let's say Shopify, that's an American stock. I believe that's a US tech stock, so it will be traded on the NASDAQ. Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, you can trade it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no problem. Intel, US tech stock. Western Digital Corporation, US tech stock. So it can only close these trades when the relevant exchange that they're listed on is open. So for the US tech stocks, exchanges aren't open all week, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all right? They have certain open times. It's like 8 hours a day or 7 hours a day, 5 days a week. They don't actually work that much. So the exchanges have to be open to buy in or sell something that's on that exchange. So if I stop the copy at midnight, middle of the night or whatever, the American exchanges are probably closed. So it has to wait till they're open, and then it will close my trade with Western Digital Corporation, which was made through Jay. When they're all closed, then it will stop the copy completely, return the funds to my available balance, and I'll be able to do something else, whatever I want with that money. I had a situation really where there was a German guy sent me he sent me a message saying, I've stopped this copy, it's been 2 days, 3 days, why hasn't it stopped? So he stopped it on, I think, very late Friday night. So obviously Saturday the exchanges aren't open, so his copy stayed open. It was still waiting, pending close, waiting for it to close them all. Sunday, they're not open, so that was waiting. But it was Monday and they weren't closing. And we were like, well, why? So I looked into it. I looked at his portfolio, and he had one stock in Volkswagen.de. It's a German stock. So it's obviously traded on the German exchanges. And so I checked the German exchanges, and it so happened that on that day, on that Monday, they had a national holiday in Germany, and the exchanges, you can go onto the exchanges and see when are your holidays, exchange holidays. And that Monday was a special day in Germany, national holiday. The exchanges were closed, so he had to wait till the Tuesday, till the German exchange was open, so that it would automatically sell his Volkswagen.de stocks. And when it did, then it closed, and he said, oh, it's okay, it's done. And on the Tuesday, he was out. So that's something you want to be aware of. When you stop a copy, you have to wait for the relevant exchanges to be open so that all of the trades which they've opened for you can actually be cashed out with the right amount of profit or loss at the market value, and you see it reflected. So that's it. That's the kind of what you can do. Either remove funds, stop the copy completely, or leave them in there. And if you leave them in there, any profits you've made will automatically be used to make bigger trade sizes in future and hopefully make you more profit. That's it.